All right. We're gonna finish out today's episode in a strange way. Usually these kind of things we put up front, but we're gonna let EJ talk about Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie.
I want I want you guys to give me questions you have about the movie to save you guys from having to watch this movie.
Okay, real quick. It might be the same question. I don't know.
We're just going to keep grilling them with dumbass questions.
Yes.
Let's go.
Does Sonic fuck James Marsden's wife?
There is no cucking, but
Sonic and
he
cuckles.
would. This is Sonic would in this movie. That's how much I hate the Sonic in this movie. He would gleefully do it, bro. He would be like put his arm around her and be like, "What's up, bro? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just hanging out with your girl." Yeah. Oh God, he wants to Eiffel Tower her. I'm sure. Like he's that kind of dude. Oh God.
That's the worst image that has ever popped into my head. And I'm gonna real quick try to clean my brain.
All right. Here's my
Gerald ask you a question.
here's my question. I mean, I've got so many more, but I'm just going to start with this one. At the end of the film, does James Marsden have to pick up anything, and then someone behind the counter says, "Huh, Tells, you should go by your middle name."
Oh my fucking. Oh. Oh my God.
Oh God! I would go see
Podcast
this
is-
movie. I would quit this. I would end this podcast and go straight to the theater if your answer was yes.
No, it's not. It's now the movie's a flop even more.
Oh God! Oh, I didn't expect that.
Is
Oh
there
my
an after credit sequence where Pikachu talks to him about the Smash Initiative?
No, but they all get together, Mario, Pikachu, and Sonic, and they go, "What are we? Some kind of Nintendo squad?" That's about it. No, God, there is post-credit scenes.
Great. What does it
One
set
of them,
up? Does Jim
people-
Carrey come back from the dead and's like, "I'm not done yet"?
and fat, because now he looks like Eggman.
Of course.
He's Jim Carrey. No, when the other post-credit scene, people gasped in my theater like it was the goddamn middle of Memento.
All right, let's go ahead and say this. We're going to spoil this shit because, I mean, come on. No one fucking cares about Sonic. So
Okay.
please, just tell me.
Tails shows up and goes, "Oh, I have to find Sonic," and then goes to look for Sonic in whatever town that they're in, Green Hill, California, Green Hill something. It's called Green Hill. Again, chinky wink.
That's
I
literally
didn't know
it. Is
I
Tails
would
just
miss the
shows up.
subtleties of the Alvin and the Chipmunks movie. Well, at least the second one of those had John Waters in it. This needed a John Waters cameo to save this movie. Sonic, look, if you're a critic who gave this movie a positive review, you're lying to America. You are lying to this earth. It is, I cannot fathom. I think what I've heard a lot of reviews going is, it's not as bad as I expected. And I'm like, it sounds like Stockholm Syndrome?
Yeah,
Where
that's-
people were like, oh, well, I mean, he only hits me when I talk back.
Yeah.
And that's what this movie gives me is it's only bad every 2 minutes.
Well,
he
there's no
talks it.
overt racism
Right.
in the film.
Oh my God, it's
Jeez.
just so dated already. It's a movie that was made in 1990 from a script from 1984, but they gave it a pass with references from 2017. And it's just like, Jesus, like, and they do motivate it why Sonic makes a lot of really bad dated references that it almost felt like a Ryan Reynolds character. Man, Sonic is bad in this movie.
I mean, we're
I
really
would
20
rather-
years too late. It's
Yeah.
been like nearly 20 years since there was a Sonic the Hedgehog game that people cared about.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the Sonic Boom TV show. I think that show is hilarious. Like that show gets it in
Okay,
a weird
Zoomer.
way. It like they talk about pyramid schemes and Knuckles is like a feminist. It's weird. That show's really more entertaining. So I'm not a Sonic hater. I still play Sonic Adventures too. I like it. I like the universe.
It's the last good one.
Yeah, it's
Well,
on my PlayStation.
it's the last good one that wasn't like sandwiched between a bunch of shitty ones. Anyway, some
Yeah.
people like the later ones, but
I was gonna say Sonic Mania was a good time, but that was more
yeah,
of a
that
fan
doesn't count.
project than anything.
That's redoing the old stuff and remixing it, and it's a
Yeah.
great time. But you know, apparently some of the 3D Sonic games are good. Like there's one or two that are bearable, but they're sandwiched between such shitty ones that nobody notices, and subsequently, no one has cared
Yeah.
for the
And
past
and, and it's
15,
weird
20
because
years.
but Sonic became a meme, and I think that's the problem of this movie. Is it wants to be the Sonic thing that was popular on the internet, which they reference in this movie.
Oh
Great,
God.
great.
Yeah, yeah. Again,
Oh, does anyone ever go? Do you know the way?
I yes,
Fuck.
yes.
Oh
Again, I hate
no.
this movie. I hate that this movie is getting positive reviews, that it made a lot of money, that it's now the highest grossing video game opening weekend of all time. It beat Pikachu by like $8 million or something, which is insane. I thought Detective Pikachu was a far better movie, and I didn't love that movie. I liked that movie. It's
You have literally convinced me to watch this as much as I hate to say it. Now I will be hate watching it after a copious amount of beer, but I want to watch this now.
Yeah, let's get drunk and go see it.
and they're
Pirate it.
look,
Okay.
you guys might like it. Who knows?
I doubt it. We don't like
If you
anything.
want product placement on par with the McDonald's ads in Mac and Me, that's in here.
Oh, I'm
Sonic
loving
references Olive Garden multiple times and compliments the menu.
it.
Like,
Ooh.
yeah, Olive Garden product placement. That's not the only one. There's like a lot of product placement in this movie. That's how they made up for all the reshoots with the edit, I'm sure.
It's all about that meat sauce.
Look, we're running low on funds. Maybe we can have him go to Olive Garden, and we can get them to pay us.
It's like, look,
Yep.
if we redo all of the CG, it's going to cost us $20 million. So I need you to contact Olive Garden, everyone at Yum Brands. I don't know, Purple Mattress, what they got going on.
And it just blows my mind. The story is the Smurfs, Hop, Alvin and the Chipmunks. That same thing that like here's these like CG characters interacting with the humans.
Yeah.
He's stuck here.
It's
It's the weird
shit
story
idea.
of his rings. There's a weird beginning where you kind of see whatever Knuckles is called. I forgot what they are. I almost call them enchiladas every time.
Echidnas.
Echidnas. Yeah.
Echidna enchiladas.
Echidnas.
They're in little weird battle armor, so you can't really tell, but you can kind of tell it is them. The Jim Carrey Eggman Robotnik shit is so stupid. He's doing leftover material from like not Cat in the Hat, that's Mike Myers, but it feels that like kind of thing. Oh, Grinch. It feels like a lot of Grinch material. It's bad Jim Carrey. It's dated Jim Carrey.
I mean, I feel like anytime Jim Carrey has tried to be funny in the past 15 to 20 years has just been him being like, what did I cut out of that movie in the 90s?
what do people like about me again? Oh yeah, that thing I did. Okay, let's go. I feel like that's not even like a joke. I feel that's truly what it is. His life is him trying to replicate what people liked about him.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
And I feel like he could have evolved into something else. I think what Robin Williams was starting to do, and I don't know. I just think that there could have been a better route for Jim Carrey, but this is like an homage to his 90s work in the worst way.
Yeah. Well, he tried to take more dramatic roles, and he had a few good ones, a few really good ones, but then, like, I don't know, he had clunkers like the number 23. Yeah.
Mr. Popper's Penguins. Oh, man.
Oh, it was so good. I'm kidding. I never watched Mr. Popper's Penguins.
I had to dramatically pause there. I just, yeah, this Sonic movie, I don't get it. And it's one of these things I've had critics, my fellow critic friends, be like, it's a family film. It's a kid's movie. Ugh. And I'm like, that doesn't excuse
that
like
doesn't
really
mean
bad.
anything.
I will say one thing I will compliment. Visual effects, for what they had to deal with, it looks really good. This movie has a polish to it that I didn't mind. Sonic's character design after they redesigned it, which I'm not complimenting them for, because they should have did it in the first place. It's one of those things where, like, I'm not saying, oh, good job on a mistake that you should have never made.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly.
I miss you, chiclets, Heath.
But he looked. I mean, I want the Sonic ugly Sonic cut. Like that, he deserves it. Everyone's beautiful.
Hashtag ugly Sonic cut. Get that going on Twitter.
But it looks good. The visual effects with some of the action scenes, him in his little portals when they rip off the Quicksilver scenes from X-Men, they all look fine, which they do. They do rip off Quicksilver stuff, which sucks because those X-Men movies, that's one of the few things they did right, each one of those movies. But this movie it's bad. I don't understand why it's doing well. I think we're all just being nice to it because they listen to the fans online. So if we're mean to this movie, that means studios won't listen to us again. I don't know.
They
I want
fucking
this movie to
patched
go
Cats
away.
after release. We're not going to give it a pass. Come on.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, and like this isn't even. It's not even Cats bad, which I would recommend everyone to see Cats because it's a hot mess and it's hilarious.
No. Like
This
all
is
of the
just
cringe humor,
bad.
like all of the bad, shitty meme humor that's in this movie is why I want to watch this while heavily intoxicated.
And that's what I think what upsets me with meme humor, something I was happy Detective Pikachu didn't do a lot, is that's going to date your movie in 6 months.
Yeah.
And when you're already doing jokes that are from 3 years ago when you started filming this movie, it sounds bad already. Like they make jokes to the election, the 2016 election jokes.
Because it
Not
was
even
fresh when they wrote the script, bro.
again, and not even in the cute way like in Birds of Prey when they say she votes for Bernie Sanders at the bottom, like that's why Romans
Yeah.
matter. That shit was like, oh, cute, fine, whatever. This was just annoying. Like it's just dated humor is the worst, and it ages kids movies a lot and comedy movies especially. And that it was a mistake from the offset to make jokes that were relevant at that moment. Rule for any comedy movie.
Well,
I
they
think American
can't.
Pie doesn't
They,
even do it that bad.
they don't have some type of like precog sitting in some water trying to think up of future memes. Come on, man. What do you expect from them?
Never, ever, 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 fucking ever. Not once. If you're even thinking about it, don't put a fucking meme in your movie. Don't do it.
You could make it the entire basis of your marketing campaign, baby nut.
What?
And the baby peanut thing.
Yeah, I fucking hate that. Sorry.
What?
Yeah, no, they killed off Mr. Peanut so he could come back as Baby Nut because everybody loves Baby Yoda so much.
Yeah, that was the Super Bowl marketing scheme.
Yeah.
No, and I will say, I'm not upset when Spider-Man or Into the Spider-Verse did the Spider-Man pointing at each other gag. I don't know
that was
why
great.
I like that so much, and that worked for me
Because it's Spider-Man doing Spider-Man. That's fine.
Yeah, and I get
Yeah.
that I felt like that's a timeless meme almost in a weird way. Those are hard to do. Some memes will be forever there, and that just like Pantheon and Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man, it works in 2020 because it's not a
And
meme that's relevant.
I
Really,
guess
kind of thing.
Sonic referencing Sonic is semi-acceptable if, you know...
But I feel like
but it
that's
sounds like...
such a
No one's done that all the
5-person
time.
joke though. Like only 5 people in the audience really laughed at that whole kind of gag, really.
Yeah,
And that's what I
like
think.
because it's for internet weirdos who who have largely moved on.
I mean, the fact that you just told me that they referenced Ugandan knuckles makes me just like, wow.
Yeah, that's ugh.
Well, and what's something in this one too is like, look, I'm not gonna say I watched Sonic Boom enough, but even Sonic Boom makes fun of all the fan art of Sonic online of like the furry him and Knuckles stuff. That made a reference to that, so that wasn't even trying to like really reference it. It just would shove these jokes in, and not even with the chinky weak. It's just like the old guy going, haha, that's funny.
Yeah. The
I
only
think these-
way I would have even accepted this entire premise of him getting lost in the real world is if he accidentally got lost at like a furry con.
Oh my god, that would be so good.
I didn't even realize it, that apparently this film started like right as Cats ended its run,
Mhm.
which pretty much tells me they knew they were going for the same fucking
Yeah, we got to
audience.
keep that. We got to keep people that want to fuck animals satisfied, I guess.
Oh.
I'm not gonna pretend that's not what that is. Fuck you.
Kitty Cat
Yeah,
Taylor
I'm
Swift wasn't enough for you? Fuck it. Here's Sonic.
Oh god, now what do they get for the rest of the year? Oh, Cheetah's coming up this year.
Oh God.
We get one more.
When does Wonder Woman 84 come out?
Like June, May, or something
They're
like
gonna
that.
have a little bit of a gap. I'm sorry to say.
I bet you they'll find
Sonic's
something
gonna
that.
run forever.
Yep, they'll find that CGI dog that's in the Harrison Ford movie. And since that dog has no breed because they just made up a dog for CGI, I hate that movie so much.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hate Harrison Ford.
I mean, he hates Harrison Ford just as much, so don't worry.
That's fair. Yeah, look, if we've offended any of you furries out there, good.
No, I
Good.
mean, I accept all people. I really do.
Oh
but
no, I'm not marching for them.
No.
I don't give a shit.
Them
No.
adult babies. I'm not at Pride for them.
I don't accept
Sorry.
all people at all. I accept.
I do. I'm just throwing that out there. I welcome all people except for certain types. Furries,
Look,
you're cool. I don't care.
At a certain point, you either want to fuck animals or you want to fuck made up
It's
things.
not about
both of
wanting
which.
to fuck animals for furries, man. It's about being so hideous that you can only get off when you yourself are covered up in a fucking fursona.
Don't get me wrong. I guess I can't say anything. I do find Bowser kind of adorable.
Bowser?
So, yeah, that's my, I guess.
The CEO of Nintendo of America?
Oh, yes.
That
Yes,
dude
no.
from. Wasn't Bowser like somebody in some like pop group?
I had no idea, man. What the hell are you pulling from?
I don't know.
God. I do know that, like, in
Are we
every boy
talking
band,
about-
I've always noticed that they have one that's kind of gothy. Like, it took me a while to realize that, but, like, the Backstreet Boys had a kid that was in a Joy Division shirt or something. And then I saw, like a Ministry shirt or something at one point on someone from New Kids on the Block. It was weird.
Oh, yeah, One Direction had their edgy guy, but he was a gay, so that was his edginess.
Well, I mean, you can be gay and goth.
I mean, me in middle school. Me listening to This Is the New Shit by Marilyn Manson on repeat. Yeah, I was that kid.
That song is a jam, though.
Yeah, Bowser from Shanana.
Shanana. Oh, yeah.
That's my actual main crush. Bowser.
Obviously. My bad. Fuck, I had that one in my back pocket the whole time.
Oh.
This is why we need Tori back. I think we should.
Every time she's not, every time it's just the three of us, it devolves into complete nonsense. I thought we were doing good. Sorry.
This is what happened.
I mean,
We
this is
started
what
talking
happens
about
to make us
Sonic.
talk about Sonic.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sorry, furries. You're humans. I don't know if that was an accepting thing or me dismissing their culture, but whatever.
Add them to the foot fetish people.
They're fine too.
You know what? Honestly, I feel like the furries are more open to criticism than foot fetish people. at this
Probably,
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Look,
as
if
long
that
as it's not
Tarantino
people.
thing will tell you anything.
Like, I've seen so many disgusting things. Like, as long as someone's like, "Oh, I'm in," if they're not into vor or whatever.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's fine. No, you want to dress up in animal costumes, fuck at the park? That's
Whatever. Consenting adults and all
Yeah.
that.
cool. You're not trying to eat people. That's cool.
Yeah. Honestly, though, like, seriously, of all of the shitty things that we've said about different people and and fandoms and movie, like, Joker fans of the Joker movie have given us a little bit of shit. No one has given us as much shit as foot fetish people.
I know, that's so fucking weird. Like, hey, let me jerk off to some feet.
And how dare you say Tarantino's not an artist? He's the only one doing real things that can't
My God.
Dear Lord. So,